guys, welcome to my channel. My name is T, and thank you for watching today. I appreciate it. In today's whisper video, I am going to be giving my opinion about the viral TikTok. Who the F did I marry? Now, I never heard of this. I was in a group it was like things weren't adding up. He would be telling her stuff, and it'd be like, this is like a lie. But she's like, I'm gonna marry him. I'm gonna stand by my man. I'm gonna just go with it. And she just kept going with it and going with it and going with it. When I feel most people would have got the hell out of there. Put my glass down. I would have got the hell out of there. But I feel that, and this is my opinion, a lot of women put up with BS. And I feel like it can be multiple reasons, right? So maybe it's you haven't had a loving role model. You haven't seen a loving couple together, healthy couples together. Maybe your parents were not together. And also, if you don't love yourself, you cannot expect anybody else to love you. You have to love yourself, know your worth, because you are what you attract. I don't believe she loved herself in this moment. I do believe she was insecure. And I say this because it's the only explanation that I can think of as to why someone would put up with what she endured. I have dealt with some stuff, okay? Was it his? Was it his? What was he logging in? Because let me see you logging your phone. Let me scroll because we're married. We're married. We are married. You can see my bank account. I can see yours. Like, we should not be hiding anything from each other. And he was just showing on the screen. I'll just leave it at that. And they were going to test drive like 50 cars. I exaggerate, but they were test driving all these cars. Like, she wanted like a Kia Telluride, but he was like, no, I really want you in a BMW. So they're test driving like all these different BMWs, and then he's like, no, I want you in an Audi. And then they're test driving this. Like, are we buying a car or not? So he's like, finally, she's like, okay, I'm in love with this like BMW X5. I think that's what it is. Like navy color with the cognac interior. Girl, BMW was in her comments. Let me repeat myself. BMW was in her comments, honey. I was like, yes, that was so freaking cool. Like, come on now. And I'm like, you are gonna get your car if it's through this platform or on your own. Like, you're gonna get it. You're gonna meet your king, who's gonna treat you like the amazing woman you are and love you unconditionally, respect you, adore you, do everything, and take you to London. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. But like, you have to like put that out there and you can get it back. You know what I'm saying? And she's gonna get it. Because I don't know her personally, but she seems like a good woman, a smart woman. But sometimes the heart makes you do things that are not so smart. And it's just like a really interesting, intriguing story of her life. And it's crazy because now he turned out like he was like married and stuff, and now his ex-wife is coming out. He's actually speaking out on TikTok. Like, it's become like a whole movie, a whole series. His ex-wife's son is on this. Is crazy, but at least she's profiting from this dramatic incident in her life. Because nobody wants to get married and divorced. Because that's not our end goal, especially within the year. So I feel like something positive is coming from this, and I don't think that she expected this to take off the way that it did. But like I said, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go on TikTok and watch it and see what your take is on it. But I feel like, you know, we just, as women, we can't ignore the red flags. We cannot ignore our gut if it doesn't feel right. Most of the time, it's not right. For whatever reason, we stay. I've stayed in stuff because I didn't want to be like another failed relationship, or people to be like talking smack. It's so ridiculous. You have to do what's best. For you, and it starts from your heart and it starts from your head. Like, you have to know your worth. That's all I can say. If you love yourself, know your worth, and like, you know, it's okay sometimes to be alone. Sit with yourself.